Okay.
Jeffries. Speaking of New York, last night you had record turnout in New York City for this election. Would you say that Mamdani is the future of the Democratic Party?
I would say we had record turnout across the country because Democrats in New York City, in Virginia, in New Jersey, and we're so proud of our two colleagues, Mikey Sherrill and Abigail Spanberger. They ran amazing campaigns. But what Democrats have done all across the country is lean into the issue of affordability because of the fact that America's too expensive. Costs are too high, and Donald Trump and Republicans, not only have they not done anything about it, they've made it worse. As a result of the Trump tariffs, as a result of them detonating the clean energy economy, that's why electricity bills are skyrocketing. And now, of course, they're forcing these dramatically increased health care premiums to be visited upon the American people.
And just
what are some things from the Venezuela briefing that you did not hear that you would like to hear?
One, we need a full congressional briefing. One of the reasons why we haven't had one is because Mike Johnson and House Republicans have literally been on a taxpayer-funded vacation for the last 6 weeks. This is extraordinary. Mike Johnson has castrated his own majority. They are running scared. They have nothing to say. They're on the sidelines. There's no health care plan. They have no interest in lowering the high cost of living. And of course, they continue to run this pedophile protection program, which is why they have not sworn in Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva, which is egregious that this has gone on now for 6 weeks.
Can I say something about Venezuela?
Yeah.
I represent the district with the most Venezuelans in the country. I have not been briefed, and I'm glad that at least the administration briefed some of our leadership. But let's be very clear. This administration lifted sanctions on Maduro, is allowing his regime to be enriched by oil profits, allowing money to flow into the coffers of oil companies, and at the same time engaging in extrajudicial killings with no evidence, short-circuiting what our normal process would be to ensure that you could have witnesses, if you arrest them, who can point you to the top of the food chain when it comes to the drug cartels. And now on top of that, he is allowing those oil profits to flow into Maduro so that he can deport the 600,000 Venezuelans that are here who had TPS that he yanked from them, in spite of the fact that he is still calling Maduro the head of a narco-terrorist regime. How can you justify sending 600,000 people back to a narco-terrorist regime and suggest that safety there has improved? He's a hypocrite. He could care less about Venezuelans or any other Hispanic community, which is why, with the ICE roundups that have taken place for months, you saw huge shifts yesterday in Hispanic communities' voter turnout, flipping from leaning towards Trump to leaning towards Democratic candidates.
Thank you, Mr. Leader. You were talking about Mamdani and the support that he needs to be successful. What does he need to do in order to be considered a success for Democrats?
Well, this is about the city of New York. Everybody who finds themselves in a position of significance needs to govern in a manner that improves the quality of life of the people that they're privileged to represent on issues related to affordability and public safety being right at the top of the list.
Jeffries, thank you. Several Republicans today have suggested that as a result of the election results last night, Democrats might feel emboldened and maybe less willing to work in a bipartisan way to end the shutdown. Your response to that?
We've continued to make the point, and I want to yield to Catherine and Pete and acknowledge that Stephen Horsford has joined us as well. We continue to make the point that we want to sit down with our colleagues on the other side of the aisle, are willing to do it anytime, any place. What are they afraid of? Why are they continuing to be in hiding, unwilling to engage after being repudiated all across the country? And yet the first thing that Leader Schumer and I did earlier today was to say to President Trump, we're willing to sit down, find a bipartisan path forward, reopen the government, decisively deal with the Republican health care crisis and actually address the issues of importance to the American people. One of the reasons why Republicans were so decisively defeated all across America yesterday is because their policies have been a complete and total failure. They lied to the American people. They said they were going to focus on making life more affordable and have done the exact opposite. America is now more expensive because of Donald Trump, House and Senate Republicans. All they've done is to focus on massive tax breaks for their billionaire donors and made those tax breaks permanent. That was the one big ugly bill. While at the same time hurting everyday Americans, including by enacting the largest cut to Medicaid in American history, and in that same bill, ripping $186 billion in SNAP benefits away from hungry children, veterans, and seniors. And now they're continuing that cruelty by unlawfully withholding SNAP benefits from 42 million Americans. The American people understand that Republicans have failed them in record speed. And that's why they're moving in a different direction. Yeah.